Good morning. I'm Kathy Hopkins from the University of Maine Cooperative Extension, and I'm here today to talk with you about maple syrup grades and how to taste maple syrup. And I have with me here Kathy Savoy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Savoy, an Extension Educator with the University of Maine Cooperative Extension.
We're going to talk some about grades. If you've ever shopped for maple syrup, you may have seen different names for different grades. Thought we'd talk a little bit today about what those grade names mean and how they're going to be changing actually in the future.
So Kathy, can you tell us about how the maple syrup grades are determined?
Well, a long time ago, they set up grades by the color of the syrup. And the color of the syrup is different at different times of the season. It's different depending on the temperature. A lot of things affect the color development of maple syrup. But generally, they are all based on a certain color characteristic.
So can you explain to us the science behind how to taste maple syrup?
Maple syrup has a lot of different flavor. It has a whole flavor profile to it depending on what state or province it was produced in. So when we taste syrup, we usually we use a 5-step process. You sip it, you swirl it, you smell it, you sip it, and you savor that flavor. And it's kind of like wine tasting or olive oil tasting. You're looking for those different flavor compounds that might be present. And of course you have to swallow it. We don't spit maple syrup out like wine because some of your taste buds are way at the back of your tongue. So we have some here to taste.
Great. Now I notice we're starting with the lighter colors. Is that
we are.
Really what happens?
Yes, we are, because usually the lighter grades have a lighter flavor. It's a very delicate maple flavor, and so these lighter grades are the kind that you would use over ice cream or in cocktails because they just want a light, delicate flavor.
Okay.
So let's taste this. So
all right.
First, we're going to smell it. Smells like maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a sip.
That is a sweet flavor.
Yes, light maple syrup tends to have more of a candy-like flavor, sometimes with just a hint of maple. So you can see what that might be good for.
Yeah. Not super strong maple flavor.
Right. So let's try the medium amber now.
All right.
And I'm using Maine's grades, which will kind of be being phased out by 2015. But this is a medium, so sniff it, swirl it a little, take a sip.
A bit more intense.
Yes, there's a bit more maple flavor, and less of this. It's still sweet, but less of that intense sweetness that you get in the light. And then we have the dark amber, which again is the medium and the dark are good general purpose grades of syrup. They're good table syrups.
Oh yeah.
And the dark, again, is a little more robust.
It is.
There's more flavor that's been developed. Oftentimes these darker syrups have been boiled longer, so they get more caramelization and...
you get the richer flavor that you associate with maple candy.
Yes.
As we get
yes.
deeper into the grade now.
Then we have extra dark. In Maine, currently we have grade A extra dark. This is what's known in some states as grade B.
Which, as a baker, is what I look for.
Yes, but in Maine it's a grade A syrup. It's a grade A table syrup. It's just extra dark, and it's what a lot of people like.
That color is beautiful. It's what you think of on your pancakes. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the extra dark has that robust maple flavor. So
yeah, reaching towards caramel almost.
Yes, yes. But it's really good. It's the syrup that you want in baking or cooking because it has enough flavor to stand up to the flavor of the foods you're combining it with. Yeah. When the new international grades are approved by USDA and by Canada, we will have another grade of syrup that currently this darkest syrup that I have here would be a commercial grade, and by any current state standard, this would be too dark to be sold as a retail grade syrup. Dark. Under the new international grades, you'll be able to sell this as a table syrup as long as the flavor is still good. So you can see the flavor is still good. It's very strong.
It is very strong, yeah.
So if you were using this in a barbecue, this would be great.
Yep,
Because
and
it
your
would
baked beans.
baked beans, this would be a great syrup, yes.
Yeah. So we've learned a lot about maple syrup today, and some of the things that we already know about maple syrup is that it's a great local source for a sweetener. It's produced here in Maine, and when we look at the nutrition profile of maple syrup, we also know that it stands out above all the other sweeteners because it does tend to have a much higher mineral content. So what else can you tell us about maple syrup?
Well, I think that's an important concept, is to understand that it does have more minerals than other sweeteners. So if you choose to use a sweetener, maple syrup would be your best nutritional choice. And as you mentioned, the syrup is produced locally all over northeastern North America, so anybody who wants to consume syrup can get some locally. But the important thing is to have fun with syrup. If if you choose to use a sweetener, then use syrup and enjoy doing it, and know that you're having a little nutritional bang out of that, and you're supporting local producers.